discussed about behavioral therapy. Under behavioral therapy, we have seen the definition, then we have seen the objective, and the behavioral therapy. In the behavioral therapy, we have seen the two principles based on the principles or theories. That is, one is classical conditioning theory or the model, or the next one is operative conditioning theory. Then in the classical conditioning theory, about monkeys and bananas we have discussed. Under operative conditioning model, the rewards like reinforcement and punishment we have discussed. Even we have discussed all the examples for operative conditioning model. Based on the these two theories only, behavior therapy we can provide behavior therapy to the patients. Okay, based on these two theories. Okay, that is, then yesterday we have I given like subheadings like behavior therapy or behavioral techniques. Okay, by using these behavior techniques only we can provide behavior therapy to the patient. Okay, in the first one is for the first behavior technique. Okay, the first behavior technique is like systematic desensitization. Okay, here the systematic desensitization means what is here, like the other name for systematic desensitization is here graduated exposure therapy. Okay, the other name for systematic desensitization is graduated exposure therapy. Okay, here this systematic desensitization was firstly developed by Joseph Wolf. Okay, this systematic desensitization was developed by Joseph Wolf. Okay, this what is the main aim or main goal for the systematic desensitization? It's not only the systematic desensitization. Under behavior therapy, which are the behavior techniques are there, the main goal is whichever the unwanted behaviors are there in the patient, we need to bring it to wanted behaviors. Means in other form we can say that we can avoid or we can decrease all the maladaptive behaviors in the patients, and we need to bring adaptive changes in the patient's behavior. Okay, that is the main goal. Okay, here we need to use the principal counter conditioning. Okay, principal counter conditioning in the sense like we need to use conditioning models. Means the two theories. I already yesterday said that based on these two theories only we can provide behavior therapy to the patient. Okay, this also we can use counter conditioning. Okay, then how will provide systematic desensitization to the patient means here we need to make the patients to attain a state of complete relaxation, and then we need to expose a stimulus to the patient. Okay, that which may elicit the anxiety response. Means first what we have to do in the systematic desensitization means first we need to make the patients to be in a relaxed state. Okay, first we need to make the patients to be in a relaxed state. Okay, after when the patient being in a relaxation state or relaxation place, what we need to do means we need to expose the stimulus, means which is the influencing the fear. Okay, we already said yesterday that the behavior therapy, when we provide behavior therapy means when the patient is having maladaptive behaviors, it may be phobias. There are the different types of phobias are there. Okay, the patient may have agoraphobia, the patients may have hematophobia, zoophobia, right, social phobia. There are the many phobias, like fear of height, fear of water, fear of crowded places, fear of snakes, okay, fear of animals. There are the many types of phobias are there. Okay, that also in that situations also we can provide behavior techniques to the patients. Okay, some of the patients may have like anxiety. Okay, some of the patients may have stress. Some of the patients may have alcoholic addictions or the abuse of alcohols, or some of the patients may have like smoking addictions, and all. In those conditions also we can provide. Even some of the peoples may have like sexual disorders. In those conditions also we can provide behavior therapy to the patient. So that is the way. Here in the systematic desensitization, see what we have to do means, see, I will tell you one example. Okay, see the patient. Okay, the patient may have fear of spiders. So many of the people many of the people may have fear of lizards. Okay, many of the people may have fear of dogs, fear of snakes, right? Fear of animals, like fear of spiders and all. Here we will take the example fear of spider. See, for example, if you think that the patient is afraid of spider, okay, he is getting anxiety or he is very anxious after seeing a spider. Okay, if he is having fear of spider, what as a therapist what in those conditions, if a patients come with this problem, okay, with these type of phobia, if he comes to the if a patient comes to the therapist, what therapist need to do means, first in the systematic desensitization, what he need to do means, first he need to make the patients to be in a relaxed state when he is going to start the procedure or when he is going to start the therapy to the patient. First he should make the patient to be in a relaxed state. After patients being in a relaxed state, what therapist need to do means, he need to do or he need to tell them, he need to expose the stimulus, he need to expose the stimulus which is influencing the fear to the patient. Okay, here the exposure of stimulus, the stimulus is here spider. Okay, okay, here the stimulus, because by seeing spider he is getting fear. Okay, when he is looking at the spider he is getting fear. So these spider only influencing the patients to being a by seeing the spider only, the spider only influencing the patients to influencing the fear to the patient. Okay, this is the stimulus. Okay, the spider is the stimulus. Okay, we need to expose the spider to the patient, that only. Okay, what I am telling here in the sense, like after the patient, after keeping in a relaxed state, we need to expose the stimulus which is influencing the anxiety or fear to the patient. So here the stimulus is spider. Okay, by seeing the spider the patient is getting fear or anxiety. So what we need to do means, after keeping in a relaxed state as a therapist, first we need to the patients to be in a relaxed state. After keeping a relaxed state, what we need to do means, first we should advise the patient or we should give instructions to the patients to think about photo of spider. Okay, first we need to think. Okay, the first step is think photo of spider. Okay, step by step we need to go. Okay, first you see, for example, if he is having like anxiety of spider, directly we cannot bring spider in front of the patient and we cannot ask him to touch or we cannot do the such type of things, right? So first step by step as a therapist, first step by step we need to go in this therapy. First what we need to do means, first the therapist should advise the patients to think about spider. First you need to think about spider. Okay, then think about spider first. Okay, then the second step is need to bring photo of spider. Okay, second step is first we should think about spider. Okay, then the next one is we need to bring photo of spider. Then the third step is what he has to do means, therapist has to do means, then he need to then the third step is what he is supposed to do means, he is supposed to bring a spider, means whichever the spider is there in the box, means live spider he need to bring in a box. Okay, after that we need to ask the patients, this for example this relaxation technique, this behavior therapy we already discussed that this may be equal participation may have between the both therapist and the patient. Okay, equal participation will be there. Okay, for example the patient is comfortable in a sitting position. If a therapist made him to relaxed state in a sitting position means, he even will keep one table in front of the patient, right? Okay, even will put one chair to sit on the chair and even will put one table to relax. Okay, so for example, after thinking about spider, the second step after bringing photo of spider, the third step is we need to bring a real spider in a box. Therapist what he is supposed to do means, he is supposed to bring a real spider in a box. Okay, then he need to keep in front of the patient. Okay, that real spider he need to bring in a box, that he need to put in front front of the patient table. Then what he need to do means he need to open the box. Okay. After opening the box, what will happen means the next step is let the real spider crawl on the patient's shoes. Okay. First, the next step I learn. First, let the real spider crawl on the desk or table. Okay. Then the next step is after that the real spider let the real spider crawl on the shoes of the patient. Let the real spider crawl on the knees of the patient or pant of the patient. Let the real spider crawl on the patient sleeves. Okay. Let the real spider crawl on the arms of the patient. Okay. Step by step. First, we should think about spider. Second step is we need to bring the photo of spider. The third step is we need to bring real spider in a box. After that, we need to open the box in front of the patient table. After opening the box, what will happen? The spider will crawl on the desk or crawl on the table. After that, the next step is let the real spider crawl on the shoes of the patient. After that, let the real spider crawl on the knees of the patient. Then let the real spider crawl on the abdomen or sleeves of the patient. Then let the real spider hold on the patient's hands. Okay, means step by step we need to do. Directly we cannot bring the real spider in front of the patient. We cannot ask him to hold in his arms, right? So step by step to decrease fear and anxiety in the patients, what we need to do is step by step we need to do. First we need to think about the spider photo. Then we need to bring real spider in a box, right? Then we need to after that we need to put that real spider in a box in front of the patient's table. Let the real spider crawl on the desk, crawl on the shoes, and it's supposed to come from the bottom to the top, and at last he should hold the real spider on his arms. Okay, that is the systematic desensitization. Systematic. Okay, step by step we need to bring changes in the patients. Even we need to decrease the anxiety levels in the patients. Okay, that is comes under systematic desensitization. Okay, then there are three main steps are there in the systematic desensitization, right? The first one is like relaxation training. Then the next one is hierarchy construction. Okay, hierarchy construction. Three steps are there in the systematic desensitization. Okay. Three steps are there. Okay. The first one is relaxation training. Okay. The second one is hierarchy construction. Okay. The third one is desensitization of stimulus. Stimulus. Okay. Desensitization of the stimulus. Okay. The consist of the systematic desensitization consists of three steps. Okay. The first one is relaxation training. Here the relaxation training means, see, you all know what are the relaxation techniques or what are the relaxation trainings. It may be yoga, it may be meditation, it may be like muscle relaxation techniques, it may be mental initial way of that. Here also they given there are some relaxation training techniques. These may be used to patients to induce the relaxation. Okay, because before going to start the therapy, we need to make the patients to be in a relaxed state, right? So we can use some relaxation techniques to the patient. Here the relaxation methods which can use these relaxation methods we can use to induce the relaxation in the patient. Some of the relaxation trainings are there like Jacobson progressive muscle relaxation training. Okay, this is the muscle relaxation technique, Jacobson's muscle relaxation technique. Okay, training. Okay, this is the progressive muscle relaxation technique. Okay, in this therapy we can in this training what we do is we can make the patient's muscles tightening and relaxing of the body parts. Okay, we can relax and tightening the body like muscles in the patient's body. Okay, the next one is hypnosis. Okay, the hypnosis, you all know the hypnosis, right? Artificially induced relaxation mode. Okay, the related about the hypnosis, there are the many movies are there related to hypnosis, right? The patients may, like therapist will give some, in this hypnosis, here the therapist may be in the behind the screen, only patient may exposure here, because behind the screen he will give some commandments or some like instructions he will give, then whatever the unconscious mind, whatever there in his unconscious mind, let it will come to the conscious mind through the hypnosis. Okay, that also one of the relaxation training. Then the next one is meditation or yoga. You all know what you mean by meditation and yoga, right? Then the next one is mental imagery. Here the mental imagery in the sense, mental imagery, mental in the sense which is related to the mind. Okay, image. Will ask the patients to like imagine about scenes, imagine about objects, imagine about events, like imagine about some type of like what to say, whichever giving pleasant memories or pleasant thing to his mind, that will make him to imagine in his mind to avoid the pain or to avoid the anxiety from the patients. Like for example, the most of the people will likes to think about seashores. Okay, seashores. Some of the people may likes to think about like mountains weather. Okay, mountains weather, seashores and all. Okay, peaceful, like some of the people may like near the beaches, how the environment or wind will be flowing, that type of environment they imagine in their minds. Okay, that is according to the patient interest. We should not force him to think this is the thing you need to imagine. It's not like that. According to the patient interest and willingness, he can imagine anything. Okay, in his mind. Okay, which is not present in the particular environment, that he can imagine in his mind. That is comes under mental imagery. About mental imagery, biofeedback, will see in relaxation therapy. That also their seminar. Okay, I'll teach you in that. The next one is biofeedback. Mental imagery also by thinking or by imagining such type of, by closing his eyes, by imagining such type of seashores or mountain weather or beach weather and all, he may relieve from his anxiety, he may relieve from pain, he may relieve from stress. Okay, that is also one of the relaxation training. The next one is biofeedback. Here the biofeedback in the sense here completely will use some type of instruments here. Okay, the biofeedback what will do means here will use some type of instruments here. Okay, here the main function of biofeedback, why we should use the biofeedback to the patients to provide a relaxation means here we need to voluntarily control of body functions. Okay, here the voluntarily control of body functions we can see in the patient's biofeedback technique. Okay, how they will do means they will use some sort of instruments. Okay, like he can control his, voluntarily he can control his body temperature, voluntarily he can control his blood pressure, voluntarily he can control his muscle tension, voluntarily he can control his blood pressure and heart rate also he can control voluntarily. Okay, such type of body functions she is supposed to control voluntarily. Okay, how means like will one instruments they will keep. Okay, then they will give one signal. Okay, even for this doing going for biofeedback treatment also, there are the patient need a good training. Okay, first they will give the training to the patient. Immediately if I want to stop my body temperature, I cannot do, right? Even whatever the mental patients, they cannot do that thing, right? So that is the first we will give some trainings. Okay, first we will give some trainings to the patients. After giving some trainings, they learn body functions. Okay, they will give some signals, depends on the signals only they are supposed to control each body function in their body. Okay, like that by these body, by doing biofeedback and all, we can even treat the migraine headaches and all, we can treat blood pressure, hypertension and all. Okay, that also biofeedback also one of the like relaxation training in the systematic, like this is also one of the step in the relaxation training. Okay, the next one is hierarchy construction. Here when we completed relaxation training, under relaxation training we have discussed more progressive muscle relaxation, then hypnosis, meditation, yoga, mental imagery and biofeedback. Then hierarchy construction. Here hierarchy construction, what we need to do is, here the patient is asked to list all the conditions which provoke anxiety. Here as a therapist, what he need to do is, he is supposed to ask the patients to list all the conditions which is provoking anxiety. Okay, he is supposed to list all the conditions which is getting fear and anxiety. Okay, so that only, some of the people may have fear of crowd places, some of the people may have fear of water, some of the people may have fear of ghost, some of the people may have fear of darkness, dark rooms, some of the people may have fear of lizards, spiders, like what to say, some of the people may have fear of blood. Okay, these are there are the many types of fears they may have. Okay, which is the provoking anxiety. Okay, which is provoking anxiety for the patient.